The ocean. It's a world that covers over 70% of our planet's surface, a vast shimmering expanse that holds nearly all of Earth's water. When you look at a globe, you're mostly looking at the ocean. It connects continents, shapes our weather, and cradles life in its depths. And yet, for all its immense presence, we've explored less than 5% of it. Just imagine that. More than 95% of the underwater world remains a complete mystery, a frontier waiting to be discovered right here on our own planet. It's like living in a massive house and only ever having visited a few rooms. What lies in that unexplored abyss? What secrets are hidden in the crushing pressures and absolute darkness of the deep sea? We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own ocean floor. Every time a deep-sea submersible descends into the unknown, it's a journey into another dimension, a world so alien it might as well be on another planet. The creatures that live there have adapted to conditions we can barely comprehend, a testament to life's incredible resilience. Think about the sheer scale of the ocean. A single wave you see crashing on the shore might have started its journey thousands of kilometers away. A ripple of energy traveling tirelessly across the open sea. These waves are the pulse of the planet, a constant rhythm that has been beating for billions of years. They can be gentle, lapping at the sand with a soothing whisper, or they can be forces of incredible power, carving coastlines and demonstrating nature's raw strength. The sound of the waves is one of the most universally calming sounds in the world, a natural melody that connects us to the immense power and tranquility of the sea. And then there's the light. Sunlight, the source of so much life on land, has a very different journey in the ocean. It pierces the surface, illuminating the vibrant, bustling world of the top layer. This sunlit zone, which goes down about 200 meters, is where you'll find the most familiar marine life, playful dolphins, colorful fish, and sprawling coral reefs. But below that, the light begins to fade. The reds and oranges are filtered out first, leaving a world of blues and greens. As you descend deeper, it becomes dimmer, quieter, until you enter a realm of perpetual twilight, and then complete darkness. This deep, dark world is far from empty. It's a place of profound calm and stillness, where the pressure is immense and the temperature drops to near freezing. Life here is different. It's slower, stranger. Creatures have evolved in ways that seem like science fiction. Many have learned to create their own light through a process called bioluminescence, turning the pitch-black abyss into a silent, glittering cosmos of flashing, glowing beings. The ocean is the cradle of life, and its biodiversity is staggering. It's home to millions of species, from the tiniest plankton, which form the base of the entire marine food web, to the largest animal that has ever lived, the blue whale. And here is the most mind-boggling part. Scientists believe that the vast majority of these species are still completely unknown to us. We are constantly discovering new creatures in the ocean, animals so strange and wonderful they defy imagination. Each one is a unique piece of the evolutionary puzzle, a story of survival written over millions of years. Let's talk about that beautiful blue color. Why is the ocean blue? It's not because it's reflecting the sky, which is a common misconception. It's all about how water absorbs light. Water is really good at absorbing the red, orange, and yellow parts of the light spectrum, but it's not so good at absorbing the blue light. So, the blue light gets scattered and reflected back to our eyes, giving the ocean its signature color. The deeper and purer the water, the more brilliant the blue. It's a simple act of physics that creates one of the most beautiful sights on Earth. The inhabitants of this blue world are endlessly fascinating. Take dolphins, for instance. They are incredibly intelligent, social animals. But did you know they sleep with one eye open? It's a process called unihemispheric sleep. One half of their brain stays awake while the other half rests. This allows them to stay alert for predators and remember to surface for air, even while they're sleeping. It's a remarkable adaptation that lets them navigate the constant challenges of ocean life. Then there are sea turtles, ancient mariners, who have been swimming our oceans for over 100 million years. They undertake epic migrations across entire ocean basins. But perhaps the most incredible thing about them is their instinctual return. A female sea turtle, after years or even decades at sea, will travel thousands of kilometers back to the very same beach where she was born to lay her own eggs. How they navigate with such precision is still a scientific mystery, a beautiful example of the deep, unseen connections that guide life in the sea. And we can't talk about ocean life without mentioning coral reefs. Often called the rainforests of the sea, these intricate, vibrant structures are bursting with life. Though they cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, they support about 25% of all marine species. They are teeming cities of fish, invertebrates, and countless other organisms. A single coral reef is a complex, living ecosystem. The corals themselves are tiny animals, polyps, that build these massive limestone skeletons over centuries. Some of the oldest living corals are hundreds, even thousands of years old, silent witnesses to the changing ocean. The ocean isn't just a place of incredible life. It is the life support system for our entire planet. Did you know that the ocean produces over half of the oxygen we breathe? It's not just trees and rainforests. Tiny marine plants, called phytoplankton, drift in the sunlit upper layers of the ocean. Through photosynthesis, they absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, just like plants on land. Every other breath you take, you owe to the ocean. It acts as a massive lung for the planet, regulating our climate and making Earth habitable. Beneath the waves, there are entire forests, not of trees, but of kelp. These giant brown algae can grow incredibly fast, sometimes up to half a meter a day, forming dense, swaying underwater forests. These kelp forests are vital habitats, providing food and shelter for thousands of species, from sea otters and seals to countless fish and invertebrates. Swimming through a kelp forest is like walking through an enchanted woodland, with shafts of light filtering down through the canopy of waving fronds. Even the simplest seeming creatures have mastered survival. Jellyfish, for example, have drifted through the oceans for at least 500 million years, making them older than dinosaurs. They have no brain, no heart, and no bones, yet they thrive in every ocean, from the surface to the deep sea. Their simple, gelatinous forms are perfectly designed for their life of drifting and feeding, a reminder that complexity isn't always necessary for success. The ocean is a world of sound as much as it is a world of sight. Water carries sound much farther and faster than air does. This has allowed some of the ocean's most iconic residents to communicate across vast distances. Humpback whales sing complex, melodic songs that can travel for hundreds, even thousands of miles through the water. These songs are not random. They have structure, themes, and phrases, and they evolve over time. Each population of whales has its own unique song, a cultural tradition passed down through generations. To listen to the haunting calls of whales is to hear the ancient voice of the deep. The ocean is where you find life at its most extreme. The biggest animals on Earth, blue whales, can grow up to 30 meters long and weigh as much as 200 tons. Their hearts are the size of a small car. Yet, these giants feed on some of the smallest creatures, tiny krill, filtering them from the water. At the other end of the spectrum, in the deepest ocean trenches, life persists under pressures that would crush a submarine in total darkness and near freezing temperatures. So the next time you stand by the shore, listen to the waves, and look out at the endless blue horizon, remember what lies beneath. It's a world of mystery, of unimaginable beauty, and of life-giving power. It's a world that we are intrinsically connected to, whether we realize it or not. The ocean is not just a feature of our planet. It is the heart of our planet. And with so much of it still left to explore, the greatest discoveries may still be waiting for us, hidden in the quiet, dark, magnificent depths. Have you ever wondered what lies beneath the waves, far, far below where the sunlight can reach? Imagine diving down deeper and deeper. At 200 meters, the light starts to fade dramatically. This is the beginning of the twilight zone. But we're going much further. Let's plunge past 1,000 meters. Down here, it's a realm of eternal night. The world you know, the sun, the sky, it's all just a distant memory. The pressure is immense, a crushing force that would flatten a submarine not built for this environment. It's over 100 times the pressure we feel on the surface. It feels like an alien world, hostile and unforgiving. You'd think nothing could possibly survive here, but you'd be wrong. Life in the deep sea doesn't just survive. It thrives in the most spectacular and bizarre ways. This is the home of giants. Picture a creature longer than a school bus, with eyes the size of dinner plates. This is the giant squid, a legendary beast of the abyss. For centuries, sailors told tales of krakens, and it was here, in the crushing dark, that the real-life monster was hiding. It's a drama of survival on a scale we can barely comprehend. The deep sea holds on to its secrets tightly, and the giant squid is one of its most magnificent. As we descend even further, the darkness becomes absolute. The concept of color vanishes. There is only black. The silence is profound, broken only by the faint, alien sounds of the deep. It's a sensory deprivation tank the size of a planet. But in this void, life has found a way to create its own light. This is the world of bioluminescence. Many strange and wonderful fish have developed their own built-in lanterns. The anglerfish, for example, dangles a luminous lure in front of its terrifying mouth, a deadly beacon in the dark, tricking smaller fish into becoming an easy meal. It's a hypnotic, deadly dance. Other creatures use light to communicate, to find mates, or to startle predators. It's a silent language of flashes and glows, a secret code spoken in the abyss. These animals are like living constellations, painting the endless night with their own fleeting stars. Think about what it must be like to be one of these creatures. Many of them will live and die without ever experiencing a single ray of sunlight. Their entire existence is spent in this cold, dark, high-pressure world. Their bodies are adapted in ways that seem like science fiction. Some deep-sea fish are almost completely transparent, like ghosts drifting through the water. You can see right through them, their organs and bones on full display. This incredible camouflage makes them nearly invisible to predators and prey alike. Others have developed enormous, highly sensitive eyes, designed to capture the faintest glimmer of bioluminescent light, the only light they will ever know. It's an evolutionary arms race fought in the dark, where the ability to see or to remain unseen is the key to survival. The sea floor itself is a landscape more alien than any on the surface. We often think of the ocean bottom as a flat, muddy plain. The reality is far more dramatic. There are underwater mountain ranges that dwarf anything on land. Imagine a mountain taller than Mount Everest, its peak still thousands of meters below the waves. There are vast canyons that make the Grand Canyon look like a small ditch. These are monumental features, sculpted over millions of years, hidden beneath the global ocean. Exploring these landscapes is like exploring a new planet. We've mapped more of the surface of Mars than we have our own ocean floor. Every expedition with a deep-sea submersible reveals new mountains, new mysteries, waiting to be unraveled. It is the last true frontier on our own planet. And in some of the most extreme parts of this hidden world, we find something truly astonishing: hydrothermal vents. These are like underwater geysers, spewing out superheated, mineral-rich water from deep within the Earth's crust. The water can reach temperatures of over 400 degrees Celsius, yet it doesn't boil because of the intense pressure. Around these vents, in this seemingly toxic soup, life flourishes in abundance. It's an entire ecosystem that depends not on sunlight, but on chemical energy from the earth itself. There are no plants here. Instead, giant tube worms, some over 2 meters long, with bright red plumes, thrive on bacteria that convert these chemicals into energy. It's a process called chemosynthesis. Crabs, shrimp, and fish all cluster around these oases of life in the desolate abyssal plains. The discovery of hydrothermal vents completely changed our understanding of where life could exist, not just on Earth, but potentially on other planets or moons in our solar system, like Jupiter's moon Europa, which is believed to have a liquid water ocean beneath its icy shell. If life can thrive in the complete absence of sunlight, next to vents of superheated, toxic fluid, under crushing pressure, then where else might we find it? The deep sea is a constant reminder that life is tenacious, adaptable, and far more resilient than we ever imagined. It is a natural laboratory for how life might begin and evolve in the most extreme conditions imaginable, offering clues to some of the universe's biggest questions. Time itself seems to behave differently in the deep. Down here, everything slows down. The cold water lowers the metabolism of its inhabitants. Movements are slow, deliberate, and graceful. Life unfolds at a much more languid pace. A fish that might live for a few years in the warm sunlit waters could live for over a century in the deep. The Greenland shark, an inhabitant of the deep Arctic waters, can live for up to 500 years, making it the longest living vertebrate on Earth. They are silent, ancient sentinels gliding through the dark for centuries. Sounds don't travel as we know them. They are muted, dampened by the immense pressure and density of the water. The world becomes a calm, quiet, dark sanctuary. It's a meditative, almost spiritual place, a world completely unknown and untouched by the frantic pace of our lives on the surface. Exploring the deep sea is more than just a scientific endeavor. It's a journey into the heart of our own planet's mystery. It's a world of paradoxes, crushing pressure and delicate life, absolute darkness and brilliant light, scalding heat and freezing cold. It challenges our assumptions and expands our imagination. Every time we send a probe or a submersible into the abyss, we are humbled by how much we still have to learn. The deep ocean is a library of natural history, a treasure trove of biological wonders, and a crucial part of our planet's climate system. Yet, it remains almost entirely unexplored. It is a world without us, a kingdom of silence and shadows. It reminds us that even on our own familiar planet, there are still vast alien worlds waiting to be discovered right beneath our feet. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the deep. Did you know that the largest animal to ever exist on our planet still lives among us today? It's the blue whale, a creature of such immense scale that it's almost hard to comprehend. Imagine this. A blue whale's heart is about the size of a small car, just its heart. And its tongue alone can weigh as much as an elephant. When this gentle giant communicates, its song, a series of deep, resonant pulses and moans, can travel for thousands of kilometers through the ocean. It's a global concert happening right now, deep beneath the waves. A song that connects individuals across vast, empty expanses of water. These aren't just animals. They are living, breathing monuments of the natural world, a testament to the sheer scale and wonder that life can achieve. Now, let's journey from the colossal to the complex, into the world of the octopus. These are creatures straight out of science fiction. They have not one, not two, but 3 hearts. 2 hearts pump blood through the gills, while the third circulates it to the rest of the body. And their blood isn't red like ours. It's blue, thanks to a copper-based protein called hemocyanin. But their uniqueness doesn't stop there. Octopuses are the undisputed masters of camouflage. They can change their skin color, pattern, and even texture in the blink of an eye, melting seamlessly into their surroundings. They can mimic rocks, algae, or the sandy seafloor, so perfectly that a predator could swim right by without ever noticing them. This isn't just about hiding. It's an art form, a dynamic, living canvas that expresses their mood, communicates with other octopuses, and provides the ultimate defense. From the master of disguise, we turn to a story of perfect partnership. Picture the vibrant, bustling world of a coral reef. Here, you'll find the clownfish, with its bright orange and white stripes, dancing among the waving tentacles of a sea anemone. To almost any other fish, these tentacles are a deadly trap, delivering a powerful sting. But the clownfish is immune. It develops a protective layer of mucus, allowing it to live safely within this fortress of stinging cells. It's a beautiful example of symbiosis. The clownfish, it's a safe home, protected from predators, and in return, it cleans the anemone, lures in food, and even chases away fish that might try to nibble on its host. They are a team, a small, brightly colored fish and its stationary, tentacled partner, thriving together in a world full of danger. Let's slow things down, way down, and appreciate one of the most serene and gentle creatures in the ocean, the seahorse. They move with an almost meditative grace, using a tiny dorsal fin that flutters incredibly fast to propel them slowly through the water. They are the picture of peace. But perhaps the most endearing thing about seahorses is their romantic life. Many species are known to mate for life. Each morning, the pair will come together to perform a beautiful courtship dance, reaffirming their bond before going about their separate ways for the day. And in a unique twist of nature, it's the male seahorse that carries the developing young in a special brood pouch, eventually giving birth to hundreds of tiny, perfect replicas of himself. They are a symbol of loyalty and gentle devotion. Now, let's travel back in time, way back. Imagine a world before the dinosaurs, before the first flowers bloomed, even before trees covered the land. In the ancient oceans of that world, sharks were already swimming. Sharks have existed for over 400 million years. That makes them older than the rings of Saturn, and one of the most successful and enduring animal groups on the planet. They are living fossils, perfectly adapted survivors who have witnessed continents shift and entire ecosystems rise and fall. They are not the mindless monsters of movies, but complex, ancient predators who play a crucial role in maintaining the health of our oceans. They are a connection to a deep, primordial past, a reminder of life's incredible resilience. Let's leave the ancient hunter behind and marvel at the effortless grace of the stingray. Watching a stingray move is like watching a bird fly underwater. They glide through the water with their large pectoral fins, which ripple like floating wings. They move with a silent, hypnotic elegance, soaring over the sandy bottom in search of food. They seem to belong more to the sky than to the sea, a perfect fusion of power and grace. They are a reminder that the ocean has its own form of flight, its own brand of aerial acrobats who paint the seafloor with their flowing, shadowy movements. What if you could regrow a part of yourself that was lost? For the starfish, or sea star, this isn't science fiction, it's reality. These fascinating creatures have an incredible ability to regenerate. If a starfish loses an arm to a predator, it can simply grow a new one. Even more astoundingly, in some species, if a single severed arm contains a part of the central disc, that one arm can grow into a whole new starfish. It's an amazing survival strategy, a form of biological magic that defies our own understanding of healing and life. They are a living puzzle, a creature that can literally piece itself back together from a fragment of its former self. The ocean never truly sleeps, but its inhabitants have their own unique ways of resting. Did you know that some fish, like parrotfish, change color when they sleep? They might even secrete a mucus cocoon around themselves to mask their scent from nocturnal predators, creating their own personal, protective sleeping bag each night. Other fish, like many species of sharks and tuna, must keep swimming to breathe. They enter a state of reduced activity, a kind of autopilot, where they continue to move while their brain gets some rest. It's a world of constant motion, where even sleep is an active process. The ocean is a 24-hour city, and its residents have evolved incredible strategies to survive its endless rhythms. Let's talk about holding your breath. A sea turtle, an ancient mariner that has been navigating our oceans for over 100 million years, is a master at it. Depending on their level of activity, they can hold their breath for hours at a time. When resting or sleeping on the seafloor, their heart rate slows dramatically, allowing them to conserve oxygen for incredibly long periods. This ability lets them travel vast distances and dive deep in search of food, from jellyfish to seagrass. They carry their homes on their backs and carry the secrets of endurance in their lungs, peacefully drifting in the ocean currents for hours on end, completely at home in the deep. Communication in the ocean isn't always about sound. Sometimes it's about rhythm. Take the humble crab. They communicate with each other in a variety of ways, including by drumming or tapping their claws. This can be used to warn off rivals from their territory or to attract a mate. It's a form of undersea Morse code, a percussive language spoken with their own built-in instruments. If you listen closely in a quiet tide pool, you might just hear the subtle clicks and taps, the quiet conversation of crabs going about their daily lives. The entire ocean floor is alive with these small rhythmic interactions, a constant, quiet beat. When you stand by the shore and look out at the water, it's easy to see it as just a vast, uniform expanse. But it's so much more. The ocean is alive, a living, breathing entity with its own quiet rhythm. Every wave that breaks on the shore tells a story of distant storms and faraway winds. Every creature, from the giant blue whale to the tiny tapping crab, moves with a calm grace, perfectly in tune with its environment. It's a world of profound peace and silent wisdom, where life has found a way to flourish in the most incredible and beautiful forms. Every drop of water holds a universe of stories. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the wonders of the ocean. Did you know we know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the bottom of our own oceans? It's a staggering thought, isn't it? Down in those dark, crushing depths lies a world that is almost completely alien to us. Imagine entire ecosystems, teeming with life we've never seen, evolving in complete isolation for millennia. What kind of creatures might be hiding there? What secrets do they hold? Think about the countless shipwrecks scattered across the ocean floor. They are silent museums, time capsules preserving moments in history. The most famous, of course, is the Titanic, resting at an incredible depth of 3,800 meters. Its decaying grandeur serves as a haunting reminder of the sea's immense power and indifference. But the Titanic is just one story. There are thousands of other vessels, from ancient galleons to modern warships, each with its own tale, waiting in the eternal quiet. And then there are the trenches, colossal scars in the Earth's crust that plunge into utter blackness. Some of these deep-sea trenches remain completely unexplored by humans. We've sent probes, we've mapped the topography from above, but to actually go there, to witness it firsthand, remains one of humanity's greatest challenges. The Mariana Trench is the deepest known point on our planet, reaching a depth of nearly 11,000 meters. If you were to place Mount Everest inside, its peak would still be submerged by over 2 kilometers of water. Down there, the environment is unlike anything we can easily comprehend. Sunlight, the source of almost all life on the surface, cannot penetrate these depths. After about 1,000 meters, the ocean is plunged into perpetual twilight, and then total darkness. The pressure is immense, over 1,000 times greater than what we experience at sea level. It is a force that would crush a submarine not built for such extremes as easily as we would crush an empty soda can. Yet, against all odds, life not only exists here, it thrives. This is where the true wonder begins. The creatures that call this abyss home are masters of adaptation, shaped by the extreme conditions into forms that seem to come straight from science fiction. They are a testament to the sheer tenacity of life. Some deep-sea fish have evolved the incredible ability of bioluminescence. They produce their own light. In a world of absolute darkness, light becomes a language. They use it to communicate with each other, sending signals across the void. Some species glow to attract mates, putting on dazzling displays to find a partner in the endless night. Others use their light as a lure, a deceptive beacon to draw in unsuspecting prey. And some flash their lights as a defense mechanism, a sudden burst to startle and scare away predators that hunt by touch or vibration. It's a silent, luminous conversation happening miles below our feet. The ocean floor itself is a dynamic and ever-changing landscape. It's not just a flat, muddy plain. Underwater volcanoes, known as hydrothermal vents, spew superheated, mineral-rich water, creating surreal chimneys and supporting unique communities of life that feed on chemicals instead of sunlight. These volcanoes can even build new islands, slowly but surely rising from the seabed until they breach the surface, creating new land where there was none before. The tectonic plates that form the ocean floor are constantly in motion, shifting and grinding against one another. Over geological time, entire continents are rearranged by these slow, powerful movements. The sea is always in a state of flux, always creating, always destroying, always changing. And through it all, there is a profound quiet. The frenetic noise of our world fades away, replaced by a deep, resonant silence. The only sounds are the subtle currents, the distant groans of the earth's crust, and the faint clicks and pulses of the creatures that live there. There is a strange and powerful beauty in this vast unknown. The mystery itself can be incredibly calming. It's a reminder that there are still places in the world that are wild, untamed, and beyond our complete understanding. The ocean has a way of putting our own lives into perspective. Its immense scale and timeless rhythm can make our worries seem small. It encourages a sense of wonder and humility. It reminds us to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to appreciate the profound mysteries that still exist right here on our own planet. The next time you look out at the sea, think about the incredible world that lies beneath the waves. A world of darkness and light, pressure and life, silence and creation. A world that is waiting to be explored. Have you ever stood at the edge of the ocean and just watched the waves? It's a mesmerizing experience, isn't it? Every single wave that rolls onto the shore is entirely unique. A one-of-a-kind creation of wind, water, and hidden currents. No two are ever exactly the same. They have different heights, different speeds, and they break upon the sand in their own special way. And yet, despite this infinite variety, there's something so deeply familiar about them. The rhythmic sound, the surge and retreat, it feels like an ancient, comforting song we've always known. It's a paradox that's both fascinating and deeply calming. This constant change, this endless procession of unique moments, somehow creates a feeling of stability and permanence. It reminds us that even in a world of constant flux, there are rhythms and patterns that endure, offering a sense of peace and continuity. If you listen closely, truly listen, you'll hear something magical as the water pulls back from the shore. The beach sings. It's a soft, whispering sound, a gentle sigh as thousands of tiny grains of sand and pebbles shift and settle. It's the sound of the ocean breathing out. And that sand, the very foundation of the beach, has an incredible story to tell. Every single grain was once part of a mighty rock, a mountain, or a cliff face. Over millennia, through the relentless power of time and tide, that solid rock was broken down, tumbled, and smoothed. The waves acted as nature's great artist, sculpting and polishing, turning something immense and rugged into something fine and soft. When you hold a handful of sand, you're holding millions of years of history. You're holding the evidence of a slow, patient transformation, a beautiful reminder that even the hardest things can be softened and reshaped with enough time and persistence. And scattered across this canvas of ancient rock dust are the jewels of the sea, seashells. Take a moment to pick one up. Notice its intricate patterns, the delicate spirals and ridges. Each one is a tiny architectural wonder, the former home of a sea creature. There's a certain magic to them, isn't there? We're told as children that if you hold a seashell to your ear, you can hear the ocean. And in a way, it's true. The shape of the shell captures and amplifies the ambient sounds around you, creating a rushing noise that sounds just like the waves. It's like a tiny, stored memory of the sea, a physical echo of its home. These shells are little time capsules, reminders of life that has come and gone, carrying the whispers of the deep and the rhythm of the tides within their beautiful, calcified walls. One of the most profound lessons the ocean teaches is the art of stillness. The ocean has no hurry. It operates on a geological timescale, far beyond our human comprehension of deadlines and schedules. It simply is. The tides will rise and fall, the currents will flow, and the waves will crash, all in their own time. There's no rushing it, no forcing it. Standing before its vastness, we are invited to let go of our own sense of urgency. We are encouraged to simply be present, to watch, to listen, and to feel. In a world that constantly demands our attention and pushes us to move faster, the ocean offers a powerful antidote. It teaches us the value of patience, of allowing things to unfold naturally. It shows us that there is immense strength and wisdom in stillness, in simply existing in the moment. Have you ever wondered why the ocean is salty? The salt in the sea has a journey just as ancient and epic as the sand on the shore. It came from rocks on the land, washed away over eons. Imagine it, rain falling on the continents, slowly dissolving minerals from the rocks. This mineral-rich water then forms streams and rivers, which all eventually flow towards the sea. Over millions upon millions of years, this process has concentrated salts and minerals in the great ocean basins. The water itself is part of an eternal cycle. It evaporates from the ocean surface, forms clouds, and then falls again as rain, replenishing the rivers and starting the journey all over again. Rain falls, rivers flow, and they all return to the sea. It is a perfect self-sustaining loop, a cycle that has lasted for as long as our planet has had water. It's a beautiful illustration of connection and return, showing how everything is linked in a vast, continuous dance. Gaze out at the sea horizon. Where the water meets the sky, it looks infinite, doesn't it? It's a line that seems to stretch on forever, a boundary that feels both real and illusory at the same time. Looking at it can feel like watching your own thoughts. They rise, they drift, and they eventually fade into the vast expanse of your mind, just like a distant ship disappearing over the horizon. There's a sense of limitless possibility in that view, but also a sense of peaceful surrender. It's a place where worries can shrink, where the scale of our personal problems seems insignificant against the backdrop of such immensity. The horizon invites contemplation and lets the mind expand, releasing the tight grip of everyday concerns and allowing for a broader, more serene perspective. There's a deep, primal connection between our bodies and the ocean. If you slow down and pay attention, you might notice that the rhythm of the waves often matches the rhythm of your own breath. The slow, steady roll of a calm sea, in and out, in and out. It's like the earth itself is breathing along with you. This synchronization is no accident. It's a natural entrainment, our bodies instinctively tuning into the powerful, calming frequency of the ocean. Consciously matching your breath to the waves is a powerful meditation technique. Inhale as the wave gathers and rolls in. Exhale as it spreads across the sand and gently retreats, in and out, calm and slow. It's a simple act that can ground you in the present moment, slow your heart rate, and bring a profound sense of peace and connection to the natural world. When night falls on the coast, a different kind of magic takes over. If the moon is out, watch how the water transforms. The surface of the sea becomes like a sheet of polished silver glass, capturing and reflecting the moonlight. The waves, which were so defined in the daylight, now become shimmering, liquid forms, their crests catching the light like moving quicksilver. The whole seascape softens, taking on a dreamlike quality. Nights on the ocean coast feel timeless, as if you've stepped outside the normal flow of hours and days. The darkness erases the distractions of the land, and your senses are focused entirely on the sights and sounds of the sea. It's a time for quiet reflection, a moment to feel the ancient, enduring presence of the water under the soft glow of the moon. On a clear, dark night, look up from the moonlit water to the sky above. Away from the glare of city lights, the stars over the ocean are breathtaking. They appear as a brilliant, shimmering blanket, so bright and close you feel like you could almost touch them. And when you look back down at the water, you see their reflections. The stars shimmer on the quiet surface, a celestial river mirroring the one above. It's a moment of perfect symmetry, a connection between the cosmos and the deep. Peace settles over everything like a soft, cool mist. The air grows still, the world quiets down, and the only sounds are the gentle whispers of the water. It's in these moments that thoughts begin to drift away. The mental chatter subsides, worries dissolve, and a deep sense of tranquility takes hold. It's a gentle release, a letting go. And if you listen, you can almost hear the ocean whispering a simple, ancient message. Rest, you're safe. You are held by this vast, timeless presence. Rest now, you are safe. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the sea. I hope you found a moment of peace. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing for more quiet reflections.